Hi guys, and welcome back to Mummy Cooks Homemade. Today's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to make one of my favourite cakes of all time, and it's by Nigella Lawson, and it's a quadruple chocolate loaf cake. So for the cake itself, there's a cake and there's a syrup. For the cake itself, you need 200 grams of plain flour, half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 50 grams of cocoa, 275 grams of caster sugar, 175 grams of soft butter, 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 80 ml of sour or single cream. I'm using sour today because that's what I've got. 125 ml of boiling water and 175 grams of dark chocolate chips or chunks. As I say, this does come in 2 parts. So for the syrup, this is if you're writing it down, guys. 1 teaspoon of cocoa, 125 ml of water, 100 grams of caster sugar, 25 grams of dark chocolate. Before you start with your ingredients for your cake, you want to preheat the oven to gas mark 3 or 170 degrees C. Put a baking sheet into the oven. Put a baking sheet into the oven, and then you want to get a 900 gram loaf pan, loaf tin, pan, whatever. And you want to make sure it's well greased. Get your baking parchment in there. Give that a grease as well to make sure it comes out, because this is loaded with chocolate. Okay, so before you start, make sure it's on gas 3, it's preheating, and you've got all of your ingredients around you. I'm just going to get my boiling water and then we'll get started. Okay, right guys, so I've got my boiling water ready and we're ready to go. So I've got my loaf pan, well you can't see, sorry, loaf pan. All I've done is screwed up some parchment paper so it's easier to mould into the pan. Sprayed it with non-stick cooking spray, and that's ready to go. My oven is preheating. So the first thing we're going to do is put the flour and bicarb, which I've got together in here, into there, into your stand mixer. Flour and bicarb, cocoa, sugar, your butter, put it all in. It's not a hard recipe, guys. Your eggs, my vanilla's in with my eggs, vanilla and sour cream into the processor. I personally can't stand sour cream, I think it's disgusting, but in this it works better than regular cream, I've got to say. So there you go. So what you're going to do, put it into the processor and use it until it's smooth. Then you're going to stop it, scrape down the sides and start it up again. And when you've started it up again and it's smooth, add in what does it say here? Yeah, whisk it up again, pour in the boiling water in slowly, then turn it off and stir in the chocolate chips. And it's as easy as that. So we whisk it up, stop it, scrape it down, start it up again, slowly add the hot water, which I've already got. Stop it, fold in the chocolate chips, pour it into the base tin and pop it in the oven. Okay guys, so I'm going to turn it on. I'm not going to turn it up too high because of all the flour in that. I'm sick of wearing flour and cocoa at the minute. This is so chocolatey. If you are a chocoholic, this is the recipe for you, honestly. It's sickly. Now if you like me, I love sickly. My husband, not so much. So what I was doing there, I was just watching, because at the bottom there was still loose flour. I was just watching and waiting for the mixture to start picking up that flour at the bottom, and it has done. So that's now all in. As you can see, this is very thick. Obviously once you add that hot water, it's going to loosen it. So it was again. Turn it down a bit. I'm going to add half of this and then scrape it down. Doesn't seem odd to add boiling water to a cake recipe that's got eggs in. That's half of that. Now I'm just going to scrape it down. Look how much thinner that's got now. Gorgeous. If you haven't noticed by now on my channel, there is a lot of sweet stuff. Yeah, that's down to me, I'm afraid. I love sweet stuff. Right, put it back down. I'm going to turn it on and put the remainder in. Just be careful because you don't want to end up being splashed. It is hot water. So once I've stopped it and folded in the chocolate chips, you're going to pour it into your prepared tin and put it onto that hot baking sheet. In the lower to middle part of your oven. And it's for an hour. You'll be able to tell when it's ready, number one, because you'll put a tester in to test it, but it will actually be raised and split down the middle. 10 minutes before the hour's up is when you want to do the syrup for it. Let's take that off. Honestly guys, the mix is not hot, it's weird. So I've got a couple of chunks, as you can see. Or not see, whichever the case may be. There. All you're going to do is pour it into your prepared tin. Make sure there is no splits in this cake liner at all. cake pan liner, should I say. And then into the oven on that prepared rack, on that prepared baking tin, I should say. I'll tell you, some days. Oh, God. Gas mark 3, 1 hour. So like I said, 10 minutes before that hour's up, you need to come in and do your syrup. And we'll come back and we'll do that together. Okay? Right guys, we're back. It's 10 minutes before the end of the cooking time. So, I'll give you a list of ingredients at the beginning for your syrup. And they should have been 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder, 125 ml of cold water, 100 grams of caster sugar, 25 grams of dark chocolate later on for grating on top once it's cooled down. But in here, you've got your caster sugar, your cocoa powder and your water. And what you're going to do is just bring it to the boil for 5 minutes. This is what you're going to pour over the top of your cake when it comes out of the oven. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make the syrup. You're going to need a skewer to poke the cake, because when you take it out of the oven you're going to poke it with a skewer and drizzle as evenly as you can this chocolate syrup over the cake. I've actually separated mine into 2 smaller ones. The same concept. You're just going to poke holes and you're going to drizzle the syrup over it. Then you're going to leave it in its tin to cool down completely. Not take it out of its tin at all. Just leave it there to cool down. When it's cooled down, you can grate some chocolate on top. Drop a few chocolate chips, make it look pretty. Do whatever it is you want to do. And then you can, once it's completely cooled, you can remove it from its tin. I've had it with custard and without, with ice cream without. I have done this recipe a few times now. It is one of my favourites, so thank you very much Nigella for this recipe. So guys, I'm just going to put my pan on. And there you have chocolate syrup. And the skewer ready for when it's out the oven. Nearly there. They've just split down the middle. Right. I'll come back again once I take them out of the oven and I'll show you what we do with the syrup. Bye. Hey guys, so we're back. I've just took this one out the oven. There's the split that was mentioned, straight down. So we're just going to stab the cake everywhere and take the syrup that we made and make sure that we get some of it everywhere. You need to leave these to cool down inside the tins fully, and they'll absorb most of this and they'll be super moist, super chocolatey. And I am going to just grab I'm just going to grab some chocolate chips and add them to the top. While they'll stick to it, they will slightly melt a little bit. That's fine by me. So there you have it. Hi guys, welcome back. So the cake is done. One of the kids has already nabbed a piece off the end, but I'll just cut you a piece so you can see. It is a very moist cake. There you go. See how dark and chocolatey it is. So thank you for joining me today for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.